Okay, so we're here to talk about the new released version of Ghostbusters, which signals in the wave of Sony's new mastered in 4K releases. They've released at least a handful of releases, maybe 12, mastered in 4K. What that means is what it sounds like. They've mastered the films in 4K, but it's not a 4K picture you're getting. Even if you have a 4K television, it is compressed into a 1080p format, so you can watch it on your Blu-ray player. The benefit is that Sony's promising that with their new wave of 4K televisions, if you pop these mastered in 4K items, it will, as a special algorithm which helps you get the most out of your 1080p Blu-ray and an upscaling to 4K. So it won't be true 4K, but in the meantime, these items are being released with no special features and taking up the whole of the Blu-ray disc at a very high bit rate. They should all look better. Now, I've seen some stills of 3 or 4 of them now, some comparison stills. I can barely see any difference, but you know, there's The Amazing Spider-Man got released, and I can't really see any difference. Spider-Man, the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man got released, and it's definitely a little crisper and a little brighter, richer colours. There's some others that I'd seen and I wasn't overly blown away, and the one I picked up before even seeing the reviews was Ghostbusters, because the original Blu-ray was not all that hot. Not as bad as people say, but still not that great. So what we have here is the newly mastered in 4K. Now, the original Blu-ray was taken from the same sort of botch source that they scanned in for the DVD for the double Ghostbusters 2 release, and it had a lot of grain, but grain is fine, but it had a lot of noise in the grain, which was a real problem. It looked quite soft at times. Just so it didn't jump off the screen, didn't have a lot of depth. This one, I'm going to put up some screenshots, comparisons if I can, grab some, and it's going to be, you'll find that it's hard to tell which one is which on this screen comparison, because there's not a lot of difference. But it's when you see it in motion that you really notice the higher bit rate working. It's certainly, I don't have 2 Blu-ray players anymore, but I put them on back to back rather than at the same time. And there is an appreciable enough difference of the film quality. Firstly, the grain is still there. There's a really nice thin layer of grain that is much more consistent than the one on the original Blu-ray, and but the noise is gone. It's pretty clean. There's just no fuzzy noise stuck in the grain. Also, it's slightly crisper and noticeably so in some scenes. Other scenes it looks pretty much the same. The colours are a little brighter, contrast is better, and it has better depth of field. So I'd say if you are a big fan of the Ghostbusters film, as you should be, it is worth grabbing. If it's a film you just like and you have in your collection already and you're not that fussed, it's probably not going to make a hell of a difference to you to picking this up, so probably not recommended. But I'll just give you a little look at it. It looks exactly like the old cover, except for it says mastered in 4K across the top, and on the back, where it would normally say what the special features are, it just says created from highest quality 4K resolution picture source, high bit rate digital transfer, the optimal HD experience, new expanded color delivers a more brilliant picture. There's an asterisk next to that. It says expanded color requires a XVYCC compatible TV and Blu-ray player. I'm pretty sure my setup does all that. I'd have to look into that a little more. And it is region free, so you can get it, watch this anywhere in the world. And as I said before, no special features on these 4K releases. They take up the whole disc with this. So it's just a little slip cover, got the same picture again. Now I'm going to show you something special that I did with my release. I have the original Ghostbusters here, What I did is I slipped out this blue case for one that took 2 discs, and I have popped behind the digital copy there. I have popped the original disc, so I have the special features on hand, and here is the new mastered in 4K disc. So I have all the special features, and I have the improved picture here, so we're covered. There's the ultraviolet digital thing, never use that, waste of time. The sound is the same, which the original had good sound anyway. Pretty happy with the 5.1. Better picture, and still got the special features from my original copy. So there we have it. We'll see how this all plays out. This 4K reminds me of the Superbit DVDs, but you know, I think for certain titles, I'll be interested in looking at the Taxi Driver 4K in comparison to the one I already have. I'm pretty happy with the one I have, but if the 4K looks better, I might get that disc and slip it into the Taxi Driver set I already have. To round up, as I said before, if you're a super fan of this film and super fan of you know, the best quality presentation, this is it.